Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast or video stream. And today we want to uncover an interesting topic about syndicating content. It's essential today to do it because it's hard to create a lot of high valuable content. And I decided to cover this topic with my friend Harrison Kelly. I pronounce correct your name?
Yeah, you got it perfectly right. How's it going?
Cool. It's the first time in my life,
Yeah, I guess there's not a lot of Harrisons in the Ukraine, huh?
Oh, yeah. People can pronounce different formats, Doesn't matter. Okay. Tell me about why we need to syndicate content today.
Sure. So, as is clear with anybody that's creating a blog post or any type of content, there's obviously more content in demand than ever before. I actually wrote a blog for one of my clients recently, and an interesting data point that I pulled was the fact that Netflix spent something like $40 billion in the past couple of years to generate new content. Just because, think of it, there's like Disney Plus, Paramount Plus now, and those are that's just TV, let alone people trying to create content that ranks on Google. So there's a lot of content that's being created. So you need to make sure that you're making the best of the best if you want it to be seen organically on Google.
Yep. And I tried this format after Gary Vee advice, and he shares a lot about such topic that you don't need to create a piece of content. You can syndicate and convert to different formats. For example, when I broadcasted with Lily Ray or Rand Fishkin and many other recognizable experts, after the broadcast, I usually syndicate to audio format to my audio podcast, and I don't need to ask these people to record one more time with new different formats. And I know that other people can convert to text-based, for example, to create blog posts or for example, even if you film video for YouTube, a long video, you can create a few short versions for TikTok, Instagram, or LinkedIn. That I usually do it, and it works perfectly fine. Because today we have a lack of time. It's hard to create a lot of high quality content. And by the way, which format do you like more? Educational, entertainment, or something else?
I typically work with like educational content based on whatever niche that my particular client is in. But I want to take it a step back. I agree. I think one of the strongest points that Gary Vee consistently touches on is the value in repurposing content so that it can be spread across platforms. That's one of my favorite aspects of podcasting. And I'm going to have you on my podcast soon enough too. So you'll see it in live action with me as well. I like the fact that a long form piece of content can be chopped up into, depending on how long it is and how insightful it is, it can be chopped up into 10, 15 pieces of good content for any individual social media platform. So absolutely, there's a lot of room for for milking content as much as you can and making sure that it gets viewed by as many people as possible.
Yeah. By the way, how do you choose the length of content? Because people often ask me how long do I need to create, or it doesn't matter. It's blog post or video content. Yeah, we have the length. How do you choose which format is better for your audience?
Sure. So I know this is a heavily debated topic on SEO. I actually made a post about this just a couple weeks ago on LinkedIn, and I made it on a Facebook group I'm a part of as well. And I definitely got some kickbacks on this, but it seems to be working well for my agency. So this is the rule of thumb that we usually use. Generally for my clients, we create a content brief where we're telling them how long it should be, how many sections there should be. And when doing that, typically what I do is I identify the top keywords that we want to rank for, obviously. And then I physically Google those terms and see how long are the topic or how long are the blogs in those topics that we searched? What are all of the sections that they included? And in our approach, we generally think of what's missing from the top content that's already out there. So if the top 3 blog posts average for about 1,200 words, we'll generally make sure that all of the sections that were included in those top 3 are in our outline, as long as we deem them valuable and not like filler content. And then generally we try and think of what's an additional section or 2 that we could add to our post that could make it an extra couple hundred words. So you don't want to force the extra word count, but generally we'll add 200 to 300 words on top of the average of the top 3 blog posts in the keywords that we're trying to rank for. But like I said, you don't necessarily have to create more word count to rank. I've seen 1,000-word blog posts beat 3,000-word blog posts on certain search topics. So it's not set in stone. But we like to think about it as if you can create more value by adding more words, you should add those additional words. And I think Google's algorithm will recognize that.
Yeah, great point. When I discussed this topic with Lily Ray, she told me that she filmed video with some of, I don't remember, perhaps John Mueller or anybody else, or Martin Split, yes, Martin Split. And they were laughing about the length of content because many people told that you need to create the long content because it ranks well on Google. We have some recognizable studies from Brian Dean and many others who schedule that the average length is 2,000 words, but it depends on user intent first. For example, I like your approach to Google and check out what people want to see because the top 10 results show that one, and of course you can learn from them. And for example, I use this approach for my blog, and I remember a few times we wrote ultimate guides, step by step, a lot of details, and this content didn't rank on Google. And after this, I decided to cut 70% of all this information, and we got results. But some of my colleagues told me, "What are you doing? You shared value there." Okay, I did it, but my audience and Google don't care about this value. They want a simple content. Perhaps, for example, if people search the age of Elon Musk or Donald Trump, they don't need to know their biography. They want to know the age, the number. That's it. Okay, guys, thanks for watching or listening. It depends whether you choose this format, and ask any questions, share with your friends, and see you.
Exactly. Yeah, keep it concise sometimes is definitely the right answer. And I'll take it a step further as well. I got some pushback from, honestly, that's why I love making these posts with other SEOs, because I enjoy it. There's a lot of back and forth in this space, which is part of the reason it's so great. It's a lot of trial and error. When I made that post, a lot of people were like, well, my clients are trying to rank for words that have a monthly search volume of like 75. Like they're not trying to rank for, like one of my clients sells bedding. So they're trying to rank for the word linen bed sheets, which has like 10,000 searches a month in the US. Obviously, I think it's worth clarifying. When I'm talking about that extended word count where you really have to go above and beyond, that's usually for these bigger scale clients. I think if you're like a local company trying to do local SEO, you can certainly justify a 750 word to 1,000 word blog post. Whereas if my client's trying to rank for what is linen, it's going to have to be closer to 2,500 because that's what the competition out there is. So it definitely is on a case-by-case basis. And it also depends on how big are these keywords that you're trying to go for and how competitive are they.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Okay, guys, let us know what do you think about our format, about this value. Comment below, and see you.